Hi, everyone. My name is Aaron Sommer from Launchpad, and today I'm joined by Kasper Lukowski. And today we're going to give an overview of our Hero by Vivun to AHA integration that we've built. First off, just a little bit about Launchpad. So Launchpad is a professional services firm. We are a quote-to-cash expert in delivery services firm. This is just a little bit of information in terms of who we are. There's lots of different types of projects that we deliver for our clients. Some of those are listed here. Above are some of the business systems that we have expertise in. We do a lot of work with Salesforce, development on Salesforce and around Salesforce. Some of our customers have Zuora. And we have a team of NetSuite experts, and Avalara is another one of the systems that we see quite often. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but this is just a little bit more information in terms of who Launchpad is. So at Launchpad, one of the things we do obviously is a lot of software development. We focus on a lot of integrations and data migrations and things for our customers. We built a connector between Salesforce, the Hero by Vivun, which is built, part of it is built on Salesforce, and AHA as a product roadmap service that's out there. And the integration that we built is actually built on Salesforce. It's delivered as a managed package on the Salesforce App Exchange, and I'll switch over here real quick and show that to you. So if you go to appexchange.salesforce.com, and if you search for AHA, you'll see the first one that comes up, Hero by Vivun AHA connector. That's the connector, that's our connector. So if you drill into it, you can see the listing. There's an overview, there's information on cost, there's information on the use cases, there's information on the required Salesforce additions, as well as some data sheets. So this is a good source of information. You can actually purchase this connector from the Salesforce App Exchange directly on the App Exchange itself. However, it's the type of sale where you'll probably want to get in touch with us. We can provide an hourly statement of work for any additional work, customer-specific work that is required, any additional use cases that are not covered out of the box. Because the connector is built on Salesforce, it is extensible. We can add support for other use cases. And so we would really we would enjoy hearing from you. So please feel free to reach out, although you can buy the connector and install it with a 15-day trial directly from the Salesforce App Exchange. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and I'm going to turn things over to Kasper, who's going to take us through a flow diagram of the use cases currently supported by the connector, and then give us a live demonstration.
Okay, so here's the actual diagram of how the connector works. We're gonna start with the part of the configuration part, let's say, because it's a part of the recurring thing that actually runs and pulls stuff from AHA. And then we're gonna move over to the functional parts of the diagram. So on the left side, where we have the create workspace part in AHA, this is when a new product line is released and there is a new workspace in AHA. There will be a new product created to support this product. And we sync that over to Salesforce using a scheduled job. This gets pulled into AHA product, which represents those workspaces. And after the sync, we check if all of them are linked. If there are unlinked workspaces, we send an email notification to a designated person that can link them to Vivun product lines, just so whenever a product gap is sent over as an idea to AHA, we know which workspace to create that in. So that's the configuration part that runs after the workspace sync. There is also idea sync that I will go over on the part related to idea update status. From the functional part of the connector, so there is a product gap created on the Vivun Hero side that's getting synced over to Salesforce as a regular custom object, which is a part of Vivun's Hero managed package. And we can see those records in Salesforce. Those will receive a new button after installation of the package called Create AHA Idea. Upon clicking this button, the product gap gets sent to AHA as an idea, and then that idea can be voted on, can be prioritized, changed to epics or features or stuff like that. We also have opportunity and account gaps. Those essentially represent the instances of that product gap occurring during the sale or during support for an existing customer. Those are becoming votes on an idea, and we also move over the value of the vote to AHA to represent the kind of like total value represented by that could be gained by implementing what the gap describes. After the idea goes through the whole prioritization and development stages, when the status changes to shipped in AHA, the sync in Salesforce will pull that status onto the product gap and update the product gap completion date to the date the sync actually ran, the completion percentage to 100, and the status to completed. What this does, it kicks off the downstream processes that happen in the Vivun's Hero package, which is, for example, opportunity revival. So the deals that failed due to that gap but can be revived, sales reps that went through those deals will receive a notification that, hey, this opportunity can be revived now because the gap was solved essentially. Let me switch over to Salesforce and I can go through the demo. So first, let's go through some configuration. After installation of the package, there will be a new app in the app launcher called AHA Integration Config, and it has 3 tabs. Workspace mapping is for mapping the workspaces to product lines. This only shows the unmapped ones, actually, so those 2 are unmapped. We have 2 mapped ones that are not showing on there. There is a mapping from test workspace to unassigned product lines. So all of the unassigned product gaps will show up in AHA in the test workspace. We also have config. There is setup jobs part. This is for scheduling and running scheduled jobs. We have the sync ideas status and sync workspaces. Sync workspaces can be run a bit less often because it just syncs over the products, or it can be not scheduled at all, and someone who creates the products can just click run sync now every time a product is created, because it's not a super frequent change, let's say. Sync idea status is the one that syncs over the idea changes. This can be run a bit more often, or at least we recommend running it a bit more often, because the frequency of that sync will dictate how soon you will see the change from AHA to Salesforce, let's say. I will be using the sync idea status run button a bit later on the sync, just so we can see the actual status change. AHA workspaces is just a list of workspaces. Actually, it's not used in the config, but we can see that we have mapped workspaces list, for example, and this is the test workspace that we have mapped to the product line called unassigned. Let me go over to the actual use case flow, let's say. So we can go to the product gaps list and let's create a new one. Normally that would be done from the Vivun's web app, but just for simplicity of showing this actually comes over as a record to Salesforce. So we have a test demo gap 526, for example, just so you know which one it is. Product line stays as an unassigned. That's because that's the product line we have mapped in our mapping table. This is a test description. And let's say interim solution is positioning. The rest can stay as is. We have AHA idea link and AHA idea ID fields here. They don't have to be displayed here. We just display them to kind of show where the data lives. Those two additional fields kind of link the idea after it gets created. So let me save this now and let's take a look here. So on the dropdown on the top right side, you can see that there is a create AHA idea button. When I click that, the product gap makes its way to AHA as an idea, and we have two buttons. OK, we'll refresh the page, and we will be able to see that the AHA idea link and AHA idea ID were populated. Open AHA idea will open the AHA panel itself, taking us to the idea that was created. So I just middle click that just so it opens in a new tab. And I can click OK, and you can see that the fields were populated. So this product gap is now linked to this new idea. You can see that we move over the product gap name, the product gap description, and we also link back to Salesforce. So we have the name here, we have the description, and there is also a link back to Salesforce, so you can freely move between the systems. The next part of the integration is that whenever there is a new opportunity gap or account gap, I'm going to create an opportunity gap in that case. So let's say, let's choose our opportunity. We select the product gap that we just sent over, type deal breaker. Those can be anything. It's just for the demo purpose. And amount source is amount. Right as I save that, this will get sent over to AHA as a vote. So you can see there is a new opportunity gap for this opportunity for 50,000 USD, because that's the gap amount here. If we switch over, we can see that there is a new vote already, and there is a new comment created. If we take a look at the public comments on here, because we create through the portal APIs, the vote gets created. It says the comment kind of states the details of the vote. So vote created with value 50,000, Salesforce object opportunity, and there is the name of the opportunity. And there is also a link to the opportunity gap that kind of resulted in that vote. So we can also move to the opportunity and account gaps as well. So there is that. The last part of the integration is the status sync. So if we change the status to shipped, and if we run the sync, let me just switch over to config, set up jobs, idea status, run sync now. Okay, if we run the sync and go back to the details of the product gap, you can see that the status has changed to done. The percentage complete has changed to 100%, and the date delivered was set to today, because today is the sync that synced over that status. That's actually all from the integration. It should work seamlessly with regular AHA implementation. There is also, as Aaron mentioned, there is also custom parts of the implementation that we can do.
Excellent. Thank you, Casper. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So we appreciate everybody joining. Again, the connectors on the Salesforce App Exchange for additional information. This video will be posted there as well. And you can see here how to get in touch with us. So please feel free to email Casper or myself. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.